Hello and welcome to this absolutely beautiful snowy day here out in Connecticut. Today I'm going to be speaking about how and why you should go hiking in the snow and ice. But before we start on the outside here, we need to just jump back to my apartment quick. Alright, so first things first, we need some clothing. And right now this is not appropriate for winter or even YouTube for that matter. So we need some base layers. Having good base layers keeps you warm and toasty, as well as wicking moisture and sweat away from your body. I don't necessarily have like outdoor base layer kind of things. This is actually stuff that I have from my soccer days. So this is just a regular Under Armour and then like sports tights, but it does a really great job of keeping me warm, so I'm not complaining. But Under Armours are amazing. Why am I out of breath? Oh, I haven't even done anything yet. Next layer. Now we have more insulating layers. Again, I just have like sports soccer sweatpants on. These are just like Adidas, I guess you'd call them like joggers or trainers, or I don't know what you call it in America. In South Africa we say tracksuit pants. And then I have a down lightweight jacket on underneath this, over this, which is super nice and comfy and very toasty as well. I then add on my outer layers of normal, regular hiking pants and my really big puffy North Face jacket, which is like the ultimate super cold weather clothing. From here, I really just need some gloves, my beanie. Oh, and I completely forgot about socks and shoes. Let me fix that. There we go. These are just nice, thick woolen socks. So good and so warm and comfy for winter. And finally, some nice, good, thick, warm hiking boots. These aren't necessarily hiking boots. These are Timberland, so they guess like more a combination of work, outdoorsy boots, but they keep my feet very warm, and most importantly, they are waterproof, so they keep my feet dry. But now I am super bundled up and I'm ready to go outside because I'm dying of heat right now. Let's go. Woo! We have been treated to an absolutely gorgeous day. It is so beautiful out here. It snowed like 2 days ago, so the snow is still relatively fresh. It's not like powdery anymore, and it is below freezing, but we've got the sun out today for the first time since the snow. So these are my absolute favorite days, where it's sunny, it's blue skies, and it's snowy outside. It's just the color combination of the blue and white, and then even the brown and green sprinkled in between as well is just phenomenal. So one of the biggest hacks when it comes to hiking in the snow or ice, and I didn't even know this until like a year ago, is these bad boys right here. These are called micro spikes, and they kind of just are these tools that almost like clip on or like strap on to the bottom of your shoes, and they just give you way more traction, especially if you're climbing up any kind of like incline or ice over rock or even some deeper snow. Today the conditions aren't too bad. It's like 3, 4, 5 inches of snow depending where you are, so you don't really need it today, but there are some areas where it is rocky and ice definitely has formed over that, so these will be super helpful. Obviously if it's deeper snow, you're going to need like snowshoes or something like that. Also if you're going backcountry, snowshoes would probably be advised, but if you're taking to main trails you shouldn't really have any problems. But I love these guys. I used them for the first time last week actually. I just bought them and it was so nice just being able to walk and I feel like I just have so much more confidence. I don't feel like I'm going to slip and fall and die and crack my head open. It's a great time. Let's get these on. Okay. I like the jingle sound as well. It makes a cool sound. But yeah, it basically just like goes over your existing shoe that you have. Wow, I'm struggling with... Got to take these gloves off to do this properly. Yeah, it's a very cool idea, whoever invented this. Like, so simple, but so effective. I love it. And there you go. Got some nice spikes on my shoes. No one's messing with me today. Okay, so now that you've got your gear all down for hiking in the outdoors in snow and ice, taking into account it's not snowshoeing, how do you do the hike? I mean, it's really just walking, so there's not that much more to how to hike in snow and ice, but I can tell you about why you should go out hiking in snow and ice instead of staying inside. Let's talk about it. Okay, so first of all, it's just the peace and quiet, the absolute serenity and bliss that being out in this wilderness with no one around that it gives you. And I think also because of the snow, it almost acts as like a sound barrier, so it's just extra quiet and extra still. Everything around is so peaceful. So just to escape and experience the trail with no one else on you is very cool. My next reason is that you just get to see and experience nature in a whole new way. For most of the year, well, I guess depending on where you live, the trees are green and do have leaves on them, and there is life around. There's squirrels, there's chipmunks, there's birds, there's deer, there's everything happening all the time. But to see nature like this, almost so empty in a way, and it's not empty, of course, it's so full of life. It's just seeing it in a completely different way, recognizing life in different ways, and just appreciating life and nature and beauty in a different way. And I think that's so cool, is to see the duality, the polarity that nature has to offer. And that's a reflection of ourselves. We have that within us. And so to see that in the natural world is just so beautiful. And I think a lot of people miss out on that when they don't get outside in winter and only hike in summer. There's just so much more to see. Well, not necessarily more, just different things to see and different ways to experience it. And that's awesome. I love that. And I really hope to inspire more people to do that. And hopefully this video does that, to get you outside and experiencing nature in a very different way. And so when you do get out into nature and go hiking in winter, it's important and cool to be mindful of how things are different. What do you notice? What do you see? What do you hear if you just stop and stand still and listen? The sounds are so different from what you would hear in summer or in spring or in autumn. And so that's just one example, but there's so many things of how nature acts differently in winter. You can even see how ice forms and how ice melts and how water moves and how it trickles down into the river. There's so many different things. And obviously, depending on what environment you're in, what landscape you're in, it's going to be completely different to where I am. And I think that is so cool. And it's just being open and being aware and really bringing your attention to the present moment and what's happening right now is when you really start to feel the magic, not just experience it. So cool. Whew. I'm actually getting hot now. And that's a great segue into my next point, is that taking a hike in snow and ice is a really great workout, especially if the snow is thicker. It takes a lot of energy and effort to walk in snow. And maybe that's why a lot of people don't do it, because it is tiresome. But I think it's worth it. But definitely is getting a little hot. So I'm going to have to take this big jacket off. I just dropped my microphone in the snow. That's not the best, but hopefully it'll be fine. I can still see a little bit of moisture in there. That's a downside to making films in the snow, is having gear exposed to water, but it's part of the journey, I guess. That plane is loud. I feel like if there are noises in the snow, then it's definitely more noticeable. Because like I said, it kind of has that like insulating soundproofing effect. So if there is something within it, you can just hear it so much more. Sad that this plane is flying over, but it's not that often. This base layer is also keeping me so warm. So that was definitely a win for today. But now that I've stopped moving, I'm starting to get cold again. So I gotta get moving. This is the spot. This is the spot. I'm just gonna sit here. I brought some boiling water and I just found some fresh pine on the ground. It smells so good. I'm gonna make some pine needle tea. I feel like it was just, I had to while I was in the pine forest here. Oh no, come back, son. So I've got a little strainer over here, tea strainer. You could use like a tea ball, or you could use a bandana or a cloth or anything you want. Just breaking off some of the needles, breaking them up so that they can fit inside of here. I feel like I didn't break it enough, but that's okay. There we go. Get in. I hear a dog. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna let that settle. I didn't realize that this wouldn't fit in here, so that's kind of an issue, but it's fine. I can just let it steep for a little bit and then take it out in about 5 to 10 minutes. This is so peaceful, just hearing all the ice melting from the top of the trees and falling off, just dripping so slowly. I guess it must have warmed up to above freezing, which makes sense why I got warmer as well, and the ice is starting to melt. Okay. So my final reason as to why I think you should go hiking in the snow and ice is just because it's fun. It's fun to play. I'm very happy I have these spikes on right now, because this would not be ideal without the micro spikes, so that's saving the day. But I think hopefully the point that you do anything out in nature is because it's fun and it's enjoyable and it makes you feel good. And snow is just such a good addition to that. Like, snow is just fun to me, maybe for me, because I come from South Africa where there isn't really much snow at all. So when it does snow here, I'm like, it's snowing. What a wonderful world. There's so many things to do. You can build a snowman, you can go sledding, you can go skiing and snowboarding. I know there's also like the hassles of snow plowing and plowing your driveway and your sidewalks and all that kind of stuff, and like people slipping and falling. Obviously that's not cool, but I feel like the pros outweigh the cons with snow. Again, depending where you are, like if you get snowed in, if you're in like the Arctic Circle up in Canada or Alaska, probably not as fun. But for here in Connecticut, where you get a decent amount of snow, it's even fun just to make snowballs. I'm happy I didn't hit my camera, because that didn't really think that through. But happy I missed. Yeah, hardcore parkour. All in all, I hope that this video inspired you to get outside and go hiking in the snow, in the cold. Because it's difficult sometimes in the winter months where you just want to be outside, but it's so cold. But I think if you dress warm, if you prepare properly, and you have the right mindset going into it, then you can make it a whole lot of fun. Obviously, don't do things that are silly and super dangerous. You don't want to put your life at risk. I mean, I guess you can, it's your life, do what you want, but just be safe about it. Because snow and ice can be dangerous. It can be not fun, like I said. So just be smart, don't kill yourself, and get some micro spikes and go have fun. That being said, you also don't need micro spikes to have fun. Just go on easier, more chilled walks and do what's manageable, do what you can. But I think at the end of the day, if you can get out and experience nature in this new way and see it in a different way, then that's only going to benefit you. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have about hiking in snow and ice, about rewilding in general. I'm very excited for this channel and making more videos like this. So if you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more like this or have questions about anything else about getting into nature. Yeah. Okay, go nature. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yeah. Making thumbnails are weird. I'm definitely going to add this to the video, even though I wasn't planning to, but it's so much easier to take a thumbnail while doing it video form, because then you can just move and do what you want, then take a screenshot of it, as opposed to like taking photos and having self timers. But yeah, it's fun. So trying to get this as the thumbnail. We'll see if it ends up making it.